Hello, everybody, and welcome back to part 7 of the My Team
Hey,
career mode.
Chief, we've finished developing a part and it's now ready for fitting. Make sure to stop by the Assign Upgrade screen when you get the chance.
So, right, last time out it was on Miami GP, and we did a 16th and 19th, so not the best performance as we head to the rivalry
It looks like a bit of
to see
rivalry
what's
is
going
brewing
on
up between
over
you and
here.
another
Listen
team.
in.
The fans love a good rivalry, and so this is a good opportunity to bring new fans on board, increasing our team's fan rating. Provided we win, of course. To win a rivalry, a team has to increase the points gap until they're so far ahead that it's clear to everyone that their rival can no longer really challenge them. The longer the rivalry goes on, the more heated it becomes, and the bigger a boost to their fan rating the winner will enjoy when it ends. Given that, it's really important that we do everything we can to win this rivalry. Get to it, boss.
Right, so it is Alpine that is our rival. Pretty clear from the beginning of the season that Alpine was our rival as we look at the R&D little chart there. We're still slightly behind Kick Sauber. We have a couple upgrades coming in here for before the Italian GP, as we are fully maxed out when it comes to chassis and powertrain research, and the research for the durability is just finished. So we're gonna do another one there. Add that to the car, and the development for the underfloor, I believe that is for Aero just got in as we have a lot of development to get done. We now finally have 2 development slots for Aero, so that is great to see that we finally have that on the car. I was talking about that last episode, as unfortunately for chassis, the under the floor stiffening stays or the underfloor thing did not work. So we're gonna have to try to develop that again. And the same thing happened for powertrain. So we're going to have to do that again as well as we go to events. Just sorting some things out here. I really tend to not really do any of the engineering ones. I just do personal, corporate, and the messages, or not the messages, the red one. I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, because the engineering tend to also have downsides to them, and so it makes it more likely to fail. And I just don't want to like fail the. I
A
don't want
sponsor is
the
interested in
research to
backing our
fail.
team.
So, as you may have heard her say, we have a new secondary sponsor, Salve, unlocked. That we have unlocked, so we'll be sure to get that on the car. So lovely work to see that we have a new secondary sponsor, with maybe lots of color in it for later. Because I want to start upgrading my sponsors so I can get more colorful sponsors, which would be lovely to have on the car. Anyways, unfortunately, development has failed again for durability. So I don't know how many times it's been, but that is very unfortunate. So yet another fail in development, which means that it's going to be even slower to get that car upgraded. As we do assign a part to Crawford, I do believe we will be driving as Vishore for this race, though, not Crawford, as I do adjust the engine for
Hey,
a
Chief,
Crawford
we've got
or
multiple
Vishore.
parts out of research.
I
Don't
do I
forget to
do
develop them.
adjust
We've got
the
performance sitting on the
they're
table
not
that could be
adjust. I
getting into the
do
car.
add some more parts in on the engine because uh they I believe they were very high worn. I think one of them was at like 70% or something like that. So did that for Crawford, and I think I did that for Vishore as well. Although I did not replace the gearbox, which is almost at 70%, and I'm pretty sure 70% is the marker where it gets really high chance of a failure. So hopefully we're going to be able to nurse this gearbox in for at least the next 2 races, because I really don't want to replace the new gearbox into Monaco, just because I think that the Monaco is the one place where you don't really need much power, or you don't really need much powertrain efficiency, as we did go to the engineering, and we are going to do the research breakthrough for chassis and powertrain, so we can get more we can be able to research those more, because as you saw before, they were both closed up. There was no available things to be able to research, so the research breakthrough will give us more upgrades to be able to research, which will be very crucial, because we've already maxed out, I think, the original 5 that they gave on both of ours. Obviously we don't have all of those quite developed yet, but yes, and we do have another slot there for the chassis, as you see there. So that is lovely that we can dual develop for those as well. Unfortunately, we don't have um, we don't have the dual research for anything yet, which I guess is kind of good because we're kind of backed up on development on pretty much everywhere, anyways. As we go to personnel and the pit crew training and constructor management engineering has finally come through. Finally. So that is lovely to see. Or sorry, yes. That those things have both come through. So that is lovely to see that our pit crew training is done because our pit crew is terrible. As you guys may have seen, as we're going to look at the car, we got salve on the front wing. We replaced the Avalo, or however you want to pronounce it, on the front wing, and now it's salve on that front wing, as you can see. So just showing you guys. Obviously, we're going back to red from the pink that we did in Miami. Um, I think it looks great. Anyways, let me know what you guys think as we go to qualifying.
Welcome along, everybody, to Imola, just down the road from Ferrari HQ, and they know a thing or two about pace, and pace today is king. It's qualifying day, and it's great to have you with us.
So, getting into our first laps in Q1. Be lovely to get out here. I like Imola. It's one of my favorite tracks. I like it a lot better than Miami. Imola is one of my top, I'd say, 6 tracks. I quite like Imola. Anyways, as we skip to the end of the lap to save time, I will be doing that for almost every qualifying lap. Maybe I won't be doing that for the My Career mode because we don't have to show all the research and development, but for the My Team, I probably will. As we run to the line, is a 118.7, which puts us at P20. So definitely not where we want to be. To be fair, though, our car definitely is not where we want it to be either. It's going to take quite a while to get those upgrades in. So hopefully by the end of the season, we can start consistently getting up into relative points scoring positions. To be fair, we have gotten very lucky twice. In Jeddah, I genuinely think we had a pretty good base. But in China and in the other race that we scored points, definitely got a bit lucky. So very unfortunate. As we run to the line, trying to make it into Q2 as we run to the line, it is good enough for P10, and we won't have any more time to, I believe, do any other lap in Q1. As I do try to do another lap in Q1, but I just won't be able to get out there in time. So wasting another set of tires again, and that's like what, the 3rd time that I haven't got out in there fast enough for qualifying. So definitely. Definitely my bad on that one. Anyways, as we look at the results for Q1, Verstappen P1 and Gasly making it through, as we saw there, our new rival in Alpine, our teammate P20. I've seen better, but honestly, it could be worse. It's better than P22. Anyways, as we begin our first lap here of Q2. Honestly, I'm just thinking here, I'm trying to get as high as I can, and I'm thinking, P14 is about where, P14 to P10 is about the highest I think I can go, because this car is just not doing the best, because it's the worst car, and just, honestly, I don't want to, like, I'm fine with getting lucky and getting points, but I don't just want to magically just score points all the time. I want to wait for a little bit until it gets easier and easier, Anyways, as we go to the end of Q2, qualifying is now completed. This is our final lap. We did do a lap in between, but I decided not to show it. We improved by 0.2 on that other lap. So now this would be a 0.9 improvement from last time. We go to the line. What will it be? It will be good enough for P6. Where did that pace come from? Oh my days. And so this quali pace is unbelievable. Lovely to see that. I do not think we deserve to be there. I definitely did. I've already upped the difficulty a couple times already since the season started, but maybe I need to upgrade it even more. So that's lovely to see. As we go to the end of Q3, I decided not to do a run because I don't think I had any softs left, or maybe I had one, and the gearbox was almost at 70%. So I really wanted to save the gearbox for the race. Plus, I didn't think we could get any much higher. Anyways, let's go to the race.
Welcome to Imola, the spiritual home of Ferrari. But you don't need me to tell you that. Just look at the red-clad Tifosi in the grandstands. They're ready. Are you ready? For the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Unlike most Formula One tracks, Imola is driven anti-clockwise and offers our drivers today just over 3 miles of glistening wet tarmac to negotiate. It's made up of a roughly equal split of 9 right-hand turns and 10 left-hand. Watch the drivers on the way into turn 16. Managing their speed there will be crucial, with the rain only adding to the difficulty of that downhill braking section, which then, of course, leads into the track's longest straight, though no DRS there today, of course. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Piastri, Lando Norris, and Gasly, Russell, Stroll, Behrman, and Richard Verschoor, Hamilton, Antonelli, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Lawson, Alex Albon, and Isaac Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Crawford, Doohan, and Carlos Sainz will start from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'd give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. And the whole world of Formula One can't exist the way we do, walking with smiles on our faces and loving our time together. This new outfit has got a bit of a rivalry going, and I get the feeling a few noses are being put out of joint here.
Well, that's a good thing though, Crofty. You know what? If you're a member of that team, the new 11th team, take it as a backhanded compliment. It means you're doing very well, too well, and the other teams don't like it.
Right, so I moved my mic around a little bit. Sorry for the change if you can hear it. As we go to strategy, it's going to be a wet race, so we'll be starting on Indians. Lovely to see. Since it's a wet race, I think the wet race will kind of equal out the cars a little bit. It'll really be down to see what positions I can play in, and to maybe try to not let the other cars run away from me so easily, as I finally get the tires up to temperature on a formation lap. Yay! Finally! Lovely stuff to see.
Okay,
anyways,
good parking there, mate.
hopefully
now
we can get a
make sure
fantastic start here
as the race starts.
in this launch
Okay,
here,
so
and
that's
maybe
the rest
try
of
to
the grid
defend some
forming up
people
now.
around.
Be
We might not
patient
have
and
some
watch for those
pace
lights.
later on in the race, but in the beginning, maybe we will. I don't know. Let's see. Max Verstappen lining up full. Lights out, and away we go, starting the Emilio Romagna Grand Prix. It's an okay-ish getaway from us, a little bit of a waggle of traction, a little bit of the rear end getting a little loosey-goosey, and Hamilton already comes right past us in that Ferrari lightning quick, and so does Bortoleto, as we're just having to avoid these cars, and we almost break our front wing on Hamilton's gearbox, but fortunately we don't, as we climb up into P8. It is 2 positions gained already, and we have had an amazing start. What a move around the outside by Richard Verschoor, or otherwise known as Your Truly, me driving as Richard Verschoor. Anyways, now we're trying to get Gasly, as we have a little snap of understeer as we try to dive it down the inside of Gasly. Let's see if we can get that move. Oh, we almost lose the back end. Let's see exactly what's going to go here. I have to deploy ERS here just to keep up with Gasly, and Hamilton comes screaming past me. So now I'm down to P9 as I try to wrestle it down both ways, getting a little argy-bargy, getting the elbows out. Let's see exactly what we can do here. Heading down to about halfway through the lap, about the end of Sector 1, as we send it down the inside of Gasly, and that's up to P7, but we are already 1.7 behind Russell in that faster Mercedes, and we just, all that scrapping has just made it easier for him to pull away. As we go through the chicane and we dump a little bit of the battery, trying to keep Gasly and Hamilton at bay, which can be very difficult for the race. Anyways, as we, head into lap 2, a bit of a rough turn, final turn there, and Gasly and Hamilton are both up our rear wing, so let's see exactly what we can do to defend. Looks like Gasly's going to be going down the inside. What we can do to defend from Gasly? So, same with Hamilton, we're going to switch it to the inside. We're going to dive it down the inside of both of them. Risky move. Let's see if we can make it stick. We leave relatively enough room for Gasly, try to be semi-respectful here, and we just, I don't know, it's going to be lovely wheel-to-wheel racing. This is very exciting, very great racing to see, and we just barely get the move done around Gasly, so that's a lovely work, but all this fighting has slowed us down enough that Russell is now almost 4 seconds away from us. So we are definitely, P7 is the max that we'll be able to do today. To be honest, anything higher than that would be kind of criminal, and I would have to raise the difficulty by quite a bit. And I already, as I said, I've already raised it several times. As, oh dear, we run just a bit wide onto the gravel, and that's going to invite Gasly roaring. It's very unfortunate there. And that's going to suck for our race, to be honest. We don't necessarily have the best pace, as you've seen, as we go to a replay of lap 1. It looks like a good getaway from Max Verstappen, the unbelievable dominant performance he's had from our World Driver Championship leader as Leclerc. It looks like he's done in Sonoda, and it looks like the McLarens might follow through with Leclerc as well. I mean, the McLarens might follow Leclerc through Sonoda. Maybe they won't, maybe they will, I don't know. And it looks like the two McLarens are actually fighting each other now that I think about it, as Max Verstappen's already over a second ahead of Leclerc, and it looks like it's Leclerc, Verstappen, Leclerc, Sonoda. Surprisingly, Norris is not in the top 3 as he has been at pretty much every race. It's almost always Verstappen then Norris, but this race it's Norris and P4 fighting his teammate, but his teammate looks like he's getting the elbows out. He actually looks like he's going to get the elbows out and keep that P4 as Norris tries to get past him, but it looks like he won't quite just be able to, and that's inviting Russell to start pressurizing Norris. So Norris, the second place in the Drivers' Championship, is looking at his main contender or main rival storming away in P1, 1.5 up, and he's just trying to hold on to P5, because we are trying to defend from Gasly and Hamilton, as you already saw that, and Lance Stroll, and Behrman, Bortoletto, Antonelli, and Alonso. All of those people, and even Ocon. Honestly, all those people, Hulkenberg, Lawson, I can honestly go down the whole list. All of them could overtake us, so we really have to get going and start actually defending and saving battery and starting to defend and things like that as we move on to lap 5. Gasly's already created a almost 3-second gap since we let him pass on, I believe, lap 2 or 3. And it is a green first sector, so at least it's not yellow, but Hamilton's going to see if he can go around us, but we're going to say absolutely not and stick it around the outside. So beautiful move by us. We dip a tire into the gravel, and now we are trying just to survive till the next stint, to be honest. Even though we're barely halfway through this stint. I don't even think we're halfway through this stint. So I'm really just trying to wait the weather out and see exactly what's going to happen. Hamilton tries to make a move, but we dive it down the inside and say absolutely not. That is our position. So we are defending brilliantly from the Ferrari, but our rival, Gasly, in P7 is very unfortunate, and we're really going to have to see exactly what we can do about that. As Hamilton pushes us, and he tried to go for the move, but we close the door off as he pushes there for absolutely no reason. We left him room, and he just decides to push us. So we decided to get the elbows out and get a little feisty there. We move on to lap 8. Hamilton sensing a move on for sure on us as you can see the rear end just gets a little loosey-goosey there, and we get the move done heading into the final corner of the race. As you can see the rear end just sliding around on our car, and we're just trying to deploy ERS here just to keep Hamilton behind us. But Hamilton obviously much faster, and he's probably saved up a fair amount of battery, and that car is just so much faster than our car. It's not even funny. And let's see what kind of move. Hamilton threatens a dive, but we cover off and say absolutely not. And look at that rear end just sliding everywhere. So that is very unfortunate. Well, kind of understeering the corner and then over. Yeah, anyway. And Hamilton tries to go for a move again, but we say absolutely not, and we're still sliding around and about. But it looks like he has good traction, so we're gonna have to defend the inside. And he looks like he might have the move done, but no, he won't. We're actually gonna go down the inside of this corner and kind of push him off the track a little bit. I wonder what would be said about that. And we now get overtaken, absolutely done in by Hamilton. Beautiful move by Hamilton. I have to respect it, but we say absolutely not. Dive down the inside. Maybe a bit of a corner cut there, but it is what it is. I think that was a good move by Richard Pashore or yours truly, and so I think that is a brilliant work. Anyways, Hamilton threatens a move again, and so we're going to have to defend again. So all this defending, look at Gasly 9 seconds ahead as we just slid through the chicane there. And we are trying to empty ERS just so we don't get overtaken. Not empty it, but we're trying to deploy some of it. But we have to save it up for the straight, otherwise we'll get absolutely done in as Hamilton overtakes us again. But we dive it down the inside and get a little sliding action, as you see there, through the second to last corner of the race of the track. And it was saying out of the last corner that Hamilton's going to have ERS and he's going to threaten to move. What's he going to do here? It looks like he's going to go down the inside. We are absolutely cooked. And it looks like Lance Stroll's going to go for one too. What's going to happen here is we go to the outside, go to the inside, dive down the inside. Who's going to get the position, relatively clean racing. We still have the inside line. It's still side by side, beautiful racing, but no, we get ahead of Hamilton. So brilliant work, lovely racing. As we move on to lap 13, these tires are absolutely toast. They're absolutely fried. And I'm low on ERS. I'm 17 seconds away from Gasly. I'm losing about a second and a half a lap. I'm absolutely a tractor right here, but since I'm in the rain, it looks like the people just can't overtake me, and I am getting quite defensive and pretty controversial as well. We almost lose the rear end there. Oh my days, as the rear tires are getting pretty hot, pretty overheated, and also pretty worn. As you look at those tire temps on those rear tires, they're cooking in there. That's basically what you want your tire temps to be when it's dry, and it's not dry, it is raining. So our tires are getting absolutely cooked here. And unfortunately, this is leading to bad traction as we have a little bit of a wobble on the acceleration, which gives Hamilton the advantage. So we're going to have to dive it down the inside, but let's see if we can keep the position. We kind of force them out, and we kind of keep the position, so maybe not the cleanest, but we do keep the position. And so that's very unfortunate. We're also not setting very fast laps here as we go later on to lap 13. Our tire wear is absolute. Our tire temps are fine as we touch the wall. Thankfully, it was the outside of the tire, and not we didn't run into it. Well, never mind. Anyways, I would explain, but I don't feel like. Anyways, Hamilton, he tries to get the overtake down. It looks like he might just have gotten the overtake down around the outside. Beautiful move on by Hamilton. And it looks like Behrman will now be pressuring us as we go later on to lap 14. Is George Russell. He has now been separated quite a bit by Norris. Norris has pulled out a gap to about 5 seconds, but he's still about 2 seconds shy of his teammate. So Norris is really going to have to get it together if he wants to stay alive at all in this Drivers' Championship. As Piastri, after the update, this is, I think, the first race after the driver update, and Piastri got a huge update. So lovely to see him actually running in the points. Unfortunately, he's not necessarily any chance for a win, as we see Verstappen's pit stop quite slow. That rear left tire takes forever to get off, but I don't know if it really matters. He will be pitting here for as Red Bull double stacks with Tsunoda. That's pretty interesting. They double stack, and it looks like so does McLaren. We actually didn't overtake Verstappen, but the only person staying out is Leclerc. So it looks like 2 double stacks for both McLaren and Red Bull, as it looks the checkerboard of McLaren and Red Bull. It's Verstappen, Piastri, Tsunoda, Norris. As Tsunoda did jump Norris in the Piastri jumped Tsunoda in the pits. Sorry about that. Anyways, as we go to lap 14, we box sliding trying to get the car stopped. Look at that tire wear, 71 and 81% on the tire wear. That is insane. So definitely stop needed. As let's see what kind of stop time we can get from this stop exactly, and it looks like a pretty fantastic stop. Good enough that we actually jump Hamilton in the pits. So lovely work by the pit crew. That pit crew upgrade finally showing that it was worth it. So lovely work. Very glad to see that we didn't absolutely fumble that pit stop, as we will get out on hard tires. Sainz staying out on the intermediates. So we will almost 100%. We'll definitely probably undercut Sainz there, as he's 21 seconds back. So, and we'll probably cut that gap down by at least a second already by the time we pit. As we go to the end of lap 15, and Sainz and Hadjar are pitting, we will jump both of them in the pits. So lovely work, as we do set up purple sector 2. So we will now carry on in this race, just trying to get the fastest laps as we can, trying to carry Hamilton with us. I wish me and Hamilton could kind of work, but Hamilton's so annoyed that I've held him up in this whole race. You know, he should be up there with Russell, really, right now, if you think about it. Like, he really could be if I didn't hold him up quite so much, as he just breezes by after the last 7. I wish we could kind of work together with DRS to catch up to Gasly, but unfortunately, I just don't think Hamilton really wants to do that. But it is what it is. As Hamilton breezes by us, we're already a second almost off him, and as we go to lap 23, I made the big, quick decision to try to undercut Hamilton. And I said, now I need to go immediately. I need to go, and because I figured Hamilton was going to pit on lap, 24, 25. So I was like, let me go in lap 23, hit for mediums and try to set some really blazing lap times, because those hard tires were already pretty bad, but unfortunately it is a horrendous stop time. And we get jumped by Stroll in the pits, which is rather unfortunate. That was not a very good stop time at all, but it is what it is, and I'm not too angry with it. As you can see, I think that is Leclerc and Piastri behind me, so I have blue flag. About to get lapped by Piastri, which shows you how much I've held everybody up.
It's Hamilton ahead, and the time last lap, 1:22.0.
As I do build up enough of gap
car ahead,
Piastri that I actually
21.0
because he's on older tires.
Okay,
so I
they're
can
on
set
old
faster
hard
laps
tyres.
than you.
Their tyres are 13
Anyways,
laps old.
as we almost
This is
lose
brilliant.
there,
You're
and
taking
heading
2.5
into
seconds
this
out of each
is
lap.
lap 28. Yes, this is lap 28. Unfortunately, Hamilton is going to pit. I'll be surprised if he is. So this undercut, I have gained about, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds since he hit. But unfortunately, since I pit, sorry, I don't think he will be pitting. So undercut won't be happening. To be fair, he was quite a ways ahead of us. So the undercut was really the only option, in my opinion. Anyways, as we go and try to build up a gap to Piastri that we don't have to go to the blue flags. Anyways, let's turn our attention to the final lap of the race. Max Verstappen crosses the finish line. He wins the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and Charles Leclerc comes in second at the Italian home race, or the Ferrari home race, as Piastri coming in P3, then Norris, then Tsunoda, Russell, Gasly, Hamilton, ourselves, and Bortoleto rounding off the points going to this. As we head into lap 30, heading back a ways, our tire is in a little bit, and Bortoleto's tire is probably better than ours. So, and Piastri behind us, so we're gonna have to figure out, yes, Piastri's behind us, so we're gonna have to figure out a way, or maybe that's Leclerc. Maybe it's Leclerc behind us. I think it might be Leclerc. Yes, it's Leclerc. We're gonna have to figure out a way to let Leclerc by without harming ourselves. So, we're gonna have to figure this one out, as, I decide to let him loose here. As you can see, I go wide and quite slowly, even dipping his tires in the grass. So we let Leclerc by, but the aftermath of that is Bortoleto right off our gearbox as a result of that, which is very unfortunate. So I'm saving up, as you can see, 100% back, as we kind of go for a move where we dive it down the inside and we leave it over, because I was so upset about that blue flag kind of screwing up our race. As we saw, had like a 2 or 3 second gap people about it. If we wouldn't have had to let Leclerc through, we would still have like a 1.5 second gap, and now it's down to 0.3. So here, I'm just kind of trying to, save battery. Obviously, I used some there. All I have to do here is dump this entire battery on this full straight ahead. You can see Verstappen wins the race. But we absolutely blitzed through that battery. I don't think Bortoleto will be able to get us, but it doesn't matter because we were lapped. We get to finish a race under blue flag, so we do finish the race now instead of having to do an extra lap. And now we get a secure P9. So lovely work, amazing to see that.
It's
Honestly,
another victory
I'm
and a
very happy
champion's
with the performance as we go to the
from Max
podium
Verstappen.
performance.
And
is
it's always
another
good, Crofty, to
dominant
get
win,
that
as they
momentum on your
the commentators
side,
are probably
and
saying.
it's really
Go
good
ahead
for
and
your
talk over them.
confidence as well.
As the
more
commentators
confident you
are
are,
saying, it's
the
another
further that can
unbelievable win
take
for
you.
Max Verstappen. He's won all but one of the races this season. Obviously, that one loss did come in the 5th round, unfortunately. So he's not going to have a ton of consecutive wins.
There's
He
room
probably
for
won't
3
have
on
a
their
chance
podium,
at
but
breaking
only
his
ever one
10-win
right at the
record.
top.
But
Let
anyways,
the
it's
celebrations begin.
a Verstappen winning, and it's
One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step
against
from
Red
Max
Bull. Kind of what we
Verstappen.
see like in real life, because I believe that's what we see in real life. Good P2 from Leclerc at the Italian referee. Love to see that him do that at his effectively home race. Anyways, I'm not too sad. I'm not too mad at this. I would wish Verstappen would finally not finish on the podium, and then Norris would win a race. That way, the driver's standings would be if the next race, if it's a 1-2 for McLaren and Norris wins, and Verstappen finishes outside the top 5, then it will start heating up the championship. It'll start getting a little spicier. But right now, Verstappen's just so far ahead that it's not even interesting. In my opinion, at least, and I am kind of invested in the Drivers' Championship because it's a lot more interesting than our races. Anyways, as you can see, Russell P6, Sonoda dropping back from P2. Anyways, it is a good result in the office for Carlos Sainz and a couple other drivers. Anyways, guys, let me know how you like this one. Our teammate finished 21st. I forgot to show Antonelli Di Anthony. Anyways, let me know how you like it. Please comment. Please subscribe. See you in the next one.